Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. We only find them when they're dead. Issue number 4. Yeah, the book actually came out last week. Oops. Anyway, this was a fun story. I like this. That being said, I think I said before that this is going to tell so much better in a Netflix or whatever series because wow, especially the beginning of this book, it is clearly scripted for a television series, not not for this, not for a comic book necessarily. That said, it still works. All right, let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll talk more about the book itself. So, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issue 4, written by Al Ewing, illustrated by Simone DeMeo, with color assists by Maria Sara Miotti, and Anwal Design does the letters. The cover is by DeMeo, and Dead God variant cover by Tony Infante. Hey, how you doing? Valerio Scheide with Claudio, that's a hard name to pronounce. Inni Cielo does another variant cover. All right. Bang, let's go. So Richter is, it's not even that hot on the tail. Like they stop. They all stop. They're essentially dead in the water. They don't know what's going on with Richter. Like if she's awake, she's getting a sniper rifle and she's going to take out George. George is, I don't know how you pronounce that name. But she's going to want to see his face. She's going to want him to see what's coming because she genuinely hates him. And we actually get to understand. Maybe somebody understood before I did. I don't know. I really don't know. But I didn't understand why Richter hated him quite so much. And now it's finally transparent why. He gets into an EVA suit so that he can actually go out into space full propellant, but his plan isn't necessarily to confront Richter, even though he technically does. Really weird situation here. I think that this will play out, like I said, I think this will actually play out better in a TV series when issue or episode 4 comes out. Okay, now I understand what's going on here. That said, they find a real god and she's screaming, she's in pain, and he goes to her. He's going to try to hear what this god has to say. Now, what happens next is especially weird. Like, what in the hell was the purpose of that? And somebody got some splaining to do. There might be a breakup at some point in the next issue. Um, I don't understand the reason why the path that was taken was indeed taken. That said, I gotta read issue 4 to find out what in the hell that was for. Really weird stuff happening here, really strange decisions. At the same time, when you're freaked out, I don't know. People make bad decisions when they're terrified, right? We're gonna find out in the next issue. This was a crazy issue, and the again, I cannot. When you talk about particular art styles as dictated by the writer's going to say do something, but it's up to the artist to actually make that happen. I don't know if I'm going to put this on the same level as Snyder and Jacques when these two get together. But for the love of God, that's exactly what I was thinking in my mind when I saw the sequences in the beginning of this. It looked a lot like, you know how I'm going to say a name that's going to piss off a lot of people, Tom King. You know how he takes the 9 panels, he'll tell whoever, here's these 9 panels, I want you to put them together, and very little difference between them, and it's mostly going to be the writing that shows the difference between them. And the funny thing is, some of those panels won't have any writing at all. They'll just be the exact same image, but just repeated, and maybe somebody turns their head away. Bendis has done it before. There's a bunch of people who've done it before. In this particular case, the switching of the timelines, some close, some far, it was very confusing and so compelling to see that these panels on these, I think it was just 2 pages in here. I can actually go back and show you again. It's just like right on the first page, boom. These, like, they're all the same, but they're not. And it's funny that the 2367 doesn't really change at all. And it's essentially just 2.5 pages, 3 pages of that. It was so compelling. Like I said, it's going to show better in a television series. It's going to show better as the fourth episode opens up and we see these boom, boom, boom. But to see it happen in the comic book, to make it so that it's hard to even get it's not even like they put them all in a row. Sometimes it seemed like that was the case. Just we could just read down instead of across, right? No. Even then sometimes it would get confusing. So you had to look at you had to go back and reread these pages multiple times to really understand the truth of what was happening in these different time periods, these points in time. Absolutely genius. It's stuff like this that, sometimes things work in comics that won't work other places. Sometimes things happen in other places that can't work in comics. This is one of those cases. So when the artist makes it happen, DeMio. Looks like I'm going to have to look a lot deeper into what DeMio has done and where DeMio is going from this point on. Because when someone can make the impossible possible, that, I did not see that coming. There's my quick silver moment of the week. Guys, I'm out. Go and check out the comic book. And don't just skim through that first part and say, it's confusing and move on. No, actually get into that. Because wow. Wow. Guys, I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later. Like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.